Let's talk about client expectations and the one thing that you can implement into your workflow today to help you discover problems in advance so that you can keep clients happy and ensure projects run smoothly. So I've noticed that a lot of the claims that we help freelancers with stem from client expectations not being met. At some point during your freelance career, you will likely experience a client feeling let down or disappointed. And it's a really horrible situation to be in when you care about your job and you know you're good at what you do. And I say that from experience because I have found myself in a similar situation before when I used to freelance. Sometimes it's impossible to avoid disappointed clients. Their dissatisfaction with the work might be subjective. I don't like it, without actually accompanying this with anything constructive. And some clients aren't sure what they like or what they want or what they need, and this can make it difficult to reach a conclusion. And some clients change the scope throughout the project, and this means the goalposts of what's expected of you are constantly shifting. So if not meeting client expectations is what leads to problems, then what's the solution? Well, it's really simple, actually. Introducing an agreement into your workflow. The solution is to remove expectations and instead replace them with having an agreement between you and your client. And an agreement is quite simply a list of clear objectives, like you must provide feedback within 7 days of receiving a draft, or 3 revisions are included in this price. Anything additional will be charged at X rate. It's really just about eliminating surprises, because the more surprises we eliminate from our client projects, the likelier it is everything will run smoothly. So let's look at an issue that we've seen plenty of times before and how it could have been avoided by having an agreement. A client doesn't set a deadline for the work to be delivered by, and after the project's underway, they accuse the freelancer of delivering the work late. They needed this by a specific date, and they had an expectation of you to deliver it by that date. Now, if there was an agreement in place, it would be clear what objective you had to meet. But without one, it paves the way for these nasty surprises, and this can cause one party to feel let down, leading to friction between you and your client. So having an agreement in place before a project begins will help to reduce a lot of the common problems that freelancers face, and also allows you to have really important conversations up front. Remember, our aim is simply to remove as many nasty surprises as possible. So let me share my own experience with you. Recently, I was looking to outsource work to a freelancer, and instead of assuming that they could give me what I needed, I made it really clear what I was looking for. I'm going to give you a video that I've recorded in this studio, and in exchange, I'm looking for someone to edit the video, splice it up for social media, and include motion graphics where you feel graphics will add to the messaging. But they asked for more input from me. They wanted scripts and timestamps for where the graphics should go. And when I said that I was looking for someone to just handle all of that for me, it became clear that we weren't the right fit to work together. No drama, no nasty surprises, being clear about my objectives instead of assuming that they could meet my expectations meant that we could have this important conversation prior to any work being undertaken and money exchanged. But unfortunately, too many people go into a project with expectations, not an agreement, and they only uncover this once it's too late, and that's when things get messy. Now let's use another example. Let's say a client has a tight deadline and you know that you won't be able to complete the work within the allocated time frame based on the scope that they've provided you. Well, at this point, you should open dialogue with your client to avoid nasty surprises. You might say, I can't promise that I'll complete the work by this date, the deadline's too tight. And your client can then ask what you actually need to make sure you can meet the deadline. You might ask for another freelancer to assist with the work, or maybe you suggest cutting out some features, or perhaps it isn't doable at all. But the point is, you're discovering in advance what problems may occur, which in this case is unrealistic time frame, leading to the project running over, instead of fixing them later, only once the problem has arisen. And the alternative, if we go back to that whole expectation-led approach, is to apply unnecessary pressure to yourself to complete the work within the time frame, but run the risk of delivering the work late. And this can lead to problems between you and your client. So, agreements, they should be a huge part of your workflow. They are going to help you avoid having to deal with the fallout from an unhappy client. The fallout can sometimes be minor and require a small compromise to fix, but in some cases it can, of course, escalate to claims being brought against the freelancer. You know, I'm not happy with the work you've done. I'm going to hire another freelancer and I expect you to cover the cost of this. Or the work's been delivered late, meaning we've missed our launch. We're pursuing you for loss of business. These are situations that we have seen. So expectations allow clients to put the blame on the freelancer, even if the freelancer isn't at fault. And we want to move away from this to a more formal agreement that allows important conversations to be had up front, is clearer to meet, and discovers in advance what problems may occur. Now, if you have been working without agreements up until now and you feel nervous about introducing them into your workflow, don't panic. You can frame things positively when asking clients to acknowledge the agreement. It doesn't have to be from a position of not trusting your client. You can tell them that having an agreement is important to you because you want to have a relationship that benefits you both. Now, most of the problems that we help freelancers with are actually avoidable. So a good place to start to ensure a happy freelance life would be eliminating nasty surprises from your client relationships by introducing agreements. In other words, let's stop assuming that each party is on the same page and let's get explicit about it.